This is the story of the return of the king, and I am Gandalf, the wizard. You can read along with me in your book. You will know it is time to turn the page when you hear the chimes ring, like this. Let's begin now. Long ago, there was an enchanted land called Middle-earth. Its beautiful forests and mountains were inhabited by good folk, like elves, dwarves, brave men, and wandering wizards like myself. But evil had spread rapidly across the land, and brought gloom and despair. The sky had darkened, the forests became black, and hosts of horrible creatures called orcs began to appear. The cause of all this strife was a wicked wizard named Sauron, whose power came from an evil magic ring. But the ring had fallen into the hands of the good folk of Middle-earth. There was just one hope. The ring had to be destroyed in the fires of Mount Doom, where it had been made. But who had been hero enough to carry the ring on this dangerous journey? An army? A king? Why, no hero at all, but the smallest of fellows, Frodo the Hobbit. Hobbits were quiet folk who lived in snug underground homes. They would rather enjoy a good book by the fire than look for adventure. But Frodo was ring-bearer now, with a dangerous job to do. Frodo and his hobbit companions, Samwise, Pippin, and Merry, had many adventures. But they had become separated along the dangerous journey. I found Pippin and took him with me to the city of Minas Tirith. Merry was far away with good King Theoden. But where were Frodo and Samwise? Did they still have the ring? Frodo had been captured. He was locked away in the dark tower of a gloomy orc fortress, and he had lost the magic ring. But Samwise was still free and was searching for a way into the fortress. Samwise gritted his teeth.
I must save Master Frodo, no matter how many orcs are inside.
Just then, a gleaming object caught his eye.
It's the ring! Frodo must have lost it in the struggle.
As he snatched up the ring, Sam spied a hole in the wall.
Ah, just hobbit size.
Samwise managed to squeeze through the opening and found himself inside the fortress.
I must be careful. This place is crawling with orcs. I'll try the tower first.
Slowly, he climbed a winding staircase. All at once, a huge orc appeared. Samwise drew his sword and charged. The startled orc slipped and toppled into the dungeon below. At the top of the stairs, Samwise found a tiny room. He flung open the door.
Frodo, I found you!
Sam, you're a marvel. But your rescue is wasted, dear friend. Our journey is ended. I've lost the ring.
No, Frodo, I found it.
And with high hopes, the hobbits disguised themselves as orcs and slipped out unnoticed. Mile after weary mile, Frodo and Samwise struggled over the rocky land. Finally, exhausted, they slumped to the ground and fell fast asleep. A loud whip-crack awakened them.
What have we here?
Shouted a mean-looking orc captain.
Two deserters? Get in line.
Samwise whispered to Frodo as they joined the orc troops.
Our disguises fooled him, but we're marching away from Mount Doom. We have to look for a way to escape.
As they marched along, the short-tempered orcs began to argue with one another. Soon there was a terrible fight. Sam tugged at Frodo's sleeve.
This is our chance. We can sneak off in the confusion.
So the two hobbits slipped away and continued their long, hard journey. At that same moment, Sauron's huge orc army had surrounded the capital city of Minas Tirith. This was Middle-earth's last stand against Sauron's evil might. So far, the citizens had fought off every attack, but they could not hold out much longer. From a battlement, the hobbit Pippin searched the horizon for a sign of hope.
Gandalf, where is Theoden? If his army doesn't arrive soon, the city will be lost.
And with it, young Pippin, the throne of Minas Tirith. Without that, the good and rightful ruler of this land will not be able to return. I speak, of course, of King Aragorn. Outside Minas Tirith, the orcs gathered for a final attack. Just then, horns sounded in the distance. Pippin cheered.
It's Theoden's army at last, and Fred Merry rides with them.
Theoden and his brave warriors galloped onto the battlefield. Armor clashed and swords rang. Sauron's orcs panicked and fled. Theoden had saved the day. Pippin raced out onto the battlefield.
Hail, proud Merry! Your arrival is most welcome. I'm glad we're all safe at last.
Merry's smile faded.
Us, yes. But what of poor Frodo and Samwise? Are they all right, Pippin? Sadly, no one knows.